Hello again and welcome. Some time ago my brother-in-law had given me this old analog meter. He found this inside of an abandoned home that was going to get demolished. He gave it to me and then I restored the meter. You can find it in a couple of videos. Recently he uncovered another antique that he just gave to me. This is an old gas torch that would have been used for soldering. The soldering iron would have fit inside of these two holders and then laid across the flame out here. Unfortunately, he didn't find the soldering iron for it. We can see this is made by Clayton Lambert Manufacturing, Detroit, Michigan, made in USA. Let's see, January of 1921. So I didn't really want to restore this. I like it in its original condition. All I did was clean it, but you can see it's got quite a few dents in the tank. I took a knife and you can see right here where I scraped away at some of that finish, and you can see this is a steel tank. So this is just plated, and so I didn't want to ruin that finish. So the other thing you'll notice, it's got a little bit of the decal left on it, and I didn't want to lose that. That all just gives it some character from its age, in my opinion. So I've taken this thing apart. One of the things I did was I serviced this needle valve, so I polished all that up. This packing nut acts as a seal, and it uses a graphite string. So I went ahead and I replaced that string because this I'm sure would have leaked. This particular one runs off of gas. This is where you pour the gas in, and this is a small pump. So you would pump this thing up. That'll pressurize the tank. Of course, this torch is now coming up on 100 years old, so you could imagine this isn't in the best of condition. So what I've done is I've taken this apart, I've cleaned everything, and the seals were very hard and brittle. There's no way this thing would have sealed. The other thing is this spring mechanism for the check valve. This was all jammed up, so I've gone ahead and I've polished the two shafts and I've lubricated all that, so this now moves very freely. And the other thing I did is I replaced the small leather seal. You can see as I apply pressure to the piston, hopefully you can hear this. So after you've added your fuel, you would install the cap like so. And then you can pump this thing up. It takes about 40 to 50 pumps. So one of the signs, if the check valve were to leak, it'll actually push this plunger back up. Of course, that doesn't happen with this one. What we can do now is lock this, and I'm going to allow this thing to sit for a little bit. We'll see if it'll hold air pressure after a couple of minutes. So it's been about 2 minutes. Let's just see. Get the camera a little closer to the head. Maybe it can pick up the sound off of this. That's a pretty good sign right there that at least it holds some pressure. The next thing I'd like to do is run a water test on this. This is just some filtered water. It's about half filled. Should be plenty. And you can see our pump handle stays down. Let's just see here if there's any kind of leaks. I don't see anything. So if the check valve were to leak, the gas can actually push its way back up the pump past the little leather plunger and then fill up the area above the piston. So as we extract the handle, you can see this is all nice and dry. But what can happen is you pull this thing up, the gas can actually come pouring out of the top. You can see this doesn't have any signs of leaks. So it looks good. I'm just going to let this thing sit for a while. So it's been about 3 minutes. And you can see everything is staying quite dry. Just try lifting our pump handle again. You can see it's all still real dry. What I'm going to do now is just go ahead and open up our valve a little bit, and let's see how far this thing will shoot. Oh geez, you can see it over there. It's a nice continual stream. Probably won't show up on the camera. There. I'd say that's a good 4 or 5 feet away. Basically what I want to do is try to overpressure the tank a little bit higher than you would normally run it. See if we get it to leak that way. You can just see that stream of water there. Of course, with this added pressure, it's shooting quite a bit farther. That's a good 6 or 7 feet now it's spraying. Let's go ahead and open the valve up. Normally, to start this thing up, what you'll do is you'll fill this little container here with gas. You'll light that off, and that'll preheat this head assembly. And once this thing gets hot enough, we could go ahead and touch it off. Oh, we're just running out of water there. There you go. So, a little bit of pressure left. See if there's anything left. A little bit. Got most of it out of there. For those of you who are curious, this is a model 600A. You can see that stamped in the handle at the top. Looks like the head has some numbers on it as well. Can't quite make those out. So we're just going to use Coleman camp fuel. Fill it about halfway up. Fill a little trough.
Boy, that stuff stink.
Yep. That's one way to burn your leaves.
Came from my brother.
Now we just let it burn, heat it up. We have to pump it up.
After it's burned?
Yep. You gotta get the head hot.
Okay.
Sounds evil.
It does. I could hear it upstairs. We're over 11.5 minutes.
Well, we won't use all that footage.
No, I know.
Alright, let's see if we can shut off the main valve, if it'll shut off. Oh, no problem. Think it'll relight with that heat?
I have no idea.
Nope.
Thanks. Yep.
Can't relight on its own, but
It's probably a good thing.
Gil, heat over there. How long did that run for? About half. I figured I put in a glass of water and filled it about half up. And then sprayed through that water maybe 10 minutes. I would have thought it'd go through it quicker, but I haven't opened it down all the way yet. To the water. Yeah, it's like a 100-year-old torch. You know? She runs pretty good.
19 minutes.
I ended up shutting the thing off. It ran for about 20 minutes. Again, no signs of any leaks. There's still quite a bit of fuel left in it. See, it's cooled down. So I wiped it off. You can see we knocked off some of that black. Head's made out of copper, it appears. So it's quite efficient. Probably burned maybe a pint for that 20 minutes. Oops. Just let this thing dry out. Who knows when the last time this thing was ran, but basically a 100-year-old torch. I think that's going to be it for this video. Maybe we can find the soldering iron for this at some point and we can try soldering some surface mount with it. Yep, that's it for now. Till the next video. Later.